Hello there! This is Oprah and Sisters, and welcome to another episode of Let's Discuss. You can see I'm really excited because, oh my god, what just happened? There's been a very important announcement. Oh my god, I want to even do some introduction. I'm gonna skip right to the news. So, many fans loved the Clone Wars TV show of 2008. And basically, what happened, it was cancelled around the time that Disney bought Lucasfilm and replaced by Star Wars Rebels. Well, it was a good show, Star Wars Rebels. Many fans were a bit disappointed that they didn't have the chance to watch the end of the Clone Wars with more story arcs and more stories to tell, where it was like supposed to be 2 more seasons. And throughout these 5 or maybe 4 years, the fans begged Dave Filoni, the director and producer, to basically redo the series, not redo the series, but continue and finish it off with the last seasons. And although many thought it was impossible, here we are with the announcement that the last seasons are gonna be released. Made right now, they're gonna be finished. And we got a trailer that I'm super excited. I wasn't a very big fan of the show, but it was exciting. But why I'm so excited especially is because I see that people people are really excited, those who were fans of the show, or I liked the show, but I wasn't such a big fan of it, but I am still really excited. And also I have to say that right now, with the civil war going between the fans and Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, stuff like that on social media, I think this is the very thing that needs to happen to keep the fans invested in Star Wars and not losing faith, especially after a lot of things happened. So I think this is a great opportunity to sort of restore faith to the fans. So now that we've talked about the basic hype and excitement about the show, I have a few simple questions. So I can start discussing it by saying that I'm absolutely sure that my favorite character, Palpatine, aka Darth Sidious, will appear in the show, because there's just no other way. He has to be in it. So my question is, who will voice him? I mean, Ian Abercrombie, who voiced the Palpatine in the first 5 seasons in Clone Wars, he wasn't the best, but I like him. But unfortunately, he passed away. And the next candidate on this role could be Tim Curry, who voiced Palpatine in season 6 after, basically, how do you say it, Ian Abercrombie's unfortunate passing. But I still don't really like Tim Curry's portrayal of the character. So he could be back, but could it be Ian McDiarmid, the original actor behind Palpatine, who played him in all the movies? I mean, it's a possibility since he voiced Palpatine in the last season of Star Wars Rebels. Or it could be Sam Witwer, who is my least favorite option. I just don't like his voice. But however, he voiced Palpatine in The Force Unleashed, Battlefront 2, in one episode of Star Wars Rebels, and yeah. So any of these actors could return, or it could be someone new. And I'm hoping it would be McDiarmid, who is the best choice by far. However, I'm also okay if it will be Tim Curry. I'm not really hyped if it will be Sam Witwer, but we'll just have to wait and see. And until then, I have one other question. And that second question is, I think it's more of a I don't know, but I want Darth Maul's story arc to be complete, because Darth Maul's story in the Clone Wars was very interesting. I really enjoyed his character, and although I'm still really frustrated at how they brought him back into the show, I did enjoy his basic story, the involvement with Death Watch, other gangs, being this leader, and stuff like that. However, after his defeat, after Darth Sidious, his former master, killed his apprentice Savage Opress and sort of said, I have other plans for you, so I won't kill you. But what happened after that? Like, we are shown how Darth Sidious tortures him and he has something on his mind for Darth Maul, but we don't know what happens after that. I think that it's explained in Darth Maul's Son of Dathomir or some other thing, but I didn't read those yet, and I would really like to see that kind of like the story in the Clone Wars, the continuation, because I have so many questions about him. First of all, my first question is, of course, how did Palpatine make everything fit? Because nobody knew that Palpatine came there and took Darth Maul sort of out of the battle. How did the Jedi how did they, like, Darth Maul, how did he disappear from the battle? Like, they don't know that Palpatine arrived and took him out because they think he's just the Chancellor. So how did he explain it? How did he kind of made it so that nobody had any questions about what happened to Darth Maul? And also what happened to the Death Watch after that and the whole battle? What happened with Darth Maul? Like, did he continue to be in the battle just so that everything fitted, or did Palpatine take him to somewhere else and find some explanation for the Jedi so that they wouldn't question too much about what happened with Darth Maul? Like, how did everything fit in? How did, like, did Darth Maul, on Sidious's sort of behalf, complete the battle? Just continue fighting with his Death Watch gang, or just how does it all fit together so that the Jedi don't have any questions about where Maul disappeared and about how Palpatine was involved in that? Just how did all that happen, and what happened to Maul after that? Did he continue on the path, everything? This is a very interesting part of his story arc, and although I liked that cliffhanger, I think now that the show has the opportunity to return, they really need to show us, the fans, what happened to Darth Maul and what he was doing all this while, and how did he end up on Malachor or whatever the planet was in Star Wars Rebels, in the path that he was. A lot of that stuff needs explaining. So Dave Filoni, urgently, I ask you, I beg you actually to explain that. I'm too interested in his story. So, it's come to the end of the video. However, do not switch off yet, for I have some very cool news. I have just created my own personal website, which I suggest you visit if you want more stuff from me, like on the YouTube channel. Like, I didn't upload it yet, but eventually I will upload my own personal sort of fan art, some Star Wars themed posters, some Star Wars themed kind of, some Star Wars themed art, and a lot more. So I suggest you visit my website and see all of that. If you want to see my artwork and stuff like that and even more stuff, then you can visit my website, and there you can find a lot of stuff. Thank you.